Welcome to Whiskey's the Journey. My name is Peter Fossiano, and you are watching my Wednesday segment that I call Sip It or Skip It. If you're new here, I have all of my whiskeys in my collection randomized on my phone. I'm going to spin the wheel. Whatever it selects, I'm going to pull it off the shelf and do a quick review, and then let you know if I'm going to keep sipping on the bottle until it's gone, and then I'm going to replace it because I like it, or once the bottle's gone, I'm going to skip it and move on and buy something else. Let's go ahead and spin the wheel and see what we're dealing with today. Oh, sorry. We are looking at, okay, I actually am going to skip this one. This is going to be Kisayama, and I am going to save this one for my second year channel anniversary. So when I say I'm going to skip this one, I'm going to keep this in the wheel. But what I'm going to end up doing for my channel 2-year anniversary, I am going to pull out the original 4 bottles that started my journey, and this is one of them. So I'm going to go ahead and spin the wheel again and pull something else off the shelf. So give me 1 second here. Let's go ahead and spin it again. All right. We've got 25. So this is going to be sample number 25 that I received from Stuff and Whiskey. Josh and Aaron, thank you very much. If you are not subscribed to Stuff and Whiskey, go over there right now, subscribe to them. It's a fantastic channel. Let me go ahead and pull this out of the sample pool. All right, so sample number 25, he just has this labeled right here. I don't know what it is yet, even though I just looked at it, but it's pretty small print. I have no idea. I think everything that they sent me, I have not had before. I believe there is one thing within the samples that they sent me that I have had, but we will see. So let's get this thing on the nose. All right, smells like bourbon. Not really stinging the nose, so maybe low proof. Kind of looks like it has a golden amber color. All right, now that I've got it on the nose, I do get a little bit of sweetness. I do get a slight amount of hay, like wet hay. Could be a very, very slight pine note. Not getting a whole lot out of it, actually. And every single time I smell it, I'm getting maybe a little bit more pine or rye. But it doesn't jump out of the glass that says that it's a rye. So I'm sticking with bourbon. All right, let's go ahead and get it on the palate. All right, that's higher on the proof point than I initially thought it would be based on me smelling it. I get a good amount of sweetness. There is a pepper spice. My initial thought is 115 proof or higher, but I'm telling you, I'm having a hard time picking out any specific notes. Get a little bit of rinse of water here. And let me go back in. All right, cherry, spice, pepper, very, very slight amount of pine, wet wood or hay. All right, let's get it on the palate again. Wow, that's weird. I do get a good amount of ABV, high proof. Now I'm thinking maybe 118. Yeah, 115, 118, somewhere in that area. The one thing that stands out the most, it is a little bit drying. I do get a good amount of barrel influence or barrel bitterness on the side of the tongue. The sweetness that I get may be a caramel or a vanilla, but the dominant note, I would say it's a little bit spicy. Not overly spicy. Yeah, I don't know. I'm having a hard time picking out anything specific as far as the sweetness. So that hay note or the wet earth note that I picked up on the nose is not coming through on the palate. I will say it's pretty oaky, so I'm wondering if it's an older bourbon. I'm thinking that this is not a rye. I want to say that it is a bourbon. 115 to 118. I got to get another sip. All right, third sip, pepper, vanilla, maybe a rye spice. So either a bourbon or a high rye. If this is a bourbon, maybe it's a high rye bourbon. And if it's a rye, maybe it's a barely legal rye. Yeah, I'm struggling with that. So without further ado, let's find out what it is that I'm drinking. I'll have to do a little bit of research to figure out the price and all of that. But right now, my initial thought would be there's not enough coming out of this glass on the palate or on the nose that would cause me to say that I would purchase this again if I had a bottle. So unfortunately, just thinking right off the top of my head, my first impressions would be this would be a skip. So let's go ahead and figure out what it is that I'm drinking. I'll do a little bit of quick research and then wrap this up. So sample number 25. It is looking like we are doing Sagamore Spirit 8-year rye batch 1A. It's 114.9 proof. So Sagamore Spirit, if you know and have watched this channel recently, Sagamore Spirit Double Oak was my rye whiskey of the year. So let me look this up really quick and see if I can get any information. This is still right to that exact point of where I'm thinking that it may have been a high rye bourbon, a little bit of spice, but not really necessarily your typical rye notes. So in a way it is tracking because I'm not a big rye fan. I'm still gonna stick with that this would be a skip. I don't think I would replace this bottle if I had it. I said anywhere from 115 to 118 on the proof, and it's 114.9. So I'd be curious to hear from everybody that is watching this video. I do like what Sagamore Spirits is doing, and I've had a couple of their offerings and I like them. So let me know in the comments down below. Have you had anything from Sagamore Spirits? Have you had their 8-year rye? What do you think of it? And then once again, Josh and Aaron over at Stuff and Whiskey, I appreciate all of the samples that you sent over. I am slowly getting to each and every one of them. I enjoy every single one of them, but because this is a sip or a skip episode, it has nothing to do with your generosity. It's just my palate, and this would be a skip. And if I haven't said it, I think this was a $75 to an $80 bottle. What does everybody think? A sip or a skip for you? That's where I'm going to leave it. Until the next time, I hope everybody is enjoying their journey wherever you're at in your journey, and we'll talk to you later. Bye.